The position is the relation of the denominator to the different quadrants of the pelvis. Now, what is the denominator? It is an arbitrary bony point, fixed point on the presenting part, and the presenting part is actually defined as the part of presentation that overlies the internal os. So this is a diagram of the maternal pelvis. This is the sacrum, and this is the pubis, and you divide it basically into 8 quadrants, and depending on where the head is, you describe the quadrants. For example, in an occiput presentation, suppose my head is over here, so I'll call it left occipital transverse position. So basically there is anterior and posterior, and there are 2 transverse, and you can call it either right or left. They're both like mirror images of each other. And then there is right occipital posterior, right occipital anterior, and stuff like that. Now I'm going to show you a video on the dummy pelvis.
Anterior, left occipital anterior, occipital transverse, left occipital posterior, occipital posterior, and then continue. So this is right occipital posterior, right occipital transverse, right occipital anterior, right.
Okay, so as you can see, the video quality is really bad, and my college pelvis is actually brown in color, and I don't really have a pelvis and a dummy doll at home, so I apologize. I cannot you have to do with that, and I really hope it helps. So these are the steps in normal labor. Engagement is when the greatest diameter of the presenting part passes through the pelvic inlet, and I have actually made a video on it before, so I'll leave the link in the description below and you can watch it. I include syncretism and asyncretism in the video as well. Then descent and flexion is actually a continuous process during labor, and once after engagement there comes something known as internal rotation of the head. And imagine this is the fetal head in the left occipital transverse position, and we have to bring the occiput from the left occipital transverse position behind the pubic arch. So even when you are doing it with a dummy pelvis, make sure that whatever position your baby's head is, make sure the occiput comes behind the pubic arch in normal presentations. Okay, so you will have to rotate the baby's head through 2/8 of a circle. This is a circle. Imagine it's a circle with 8 parts, right? So you have to move 1/8 and 2/8. Understood? So the baby's neck is not really something very mobile. So it can't stand that much torsion. It can't twist so much. So what will happen is, internal rotation first occurs through 1/8 of a circle, and then for the next 1/8 to occur, the shoulders also move with it. So when internal rotation is actually completed from the left occipital transverse position to the pubic arch, there's 1/8 torsion of the head alone, and then the another 1/8 is through the 1/8 rotation of the shoulder. Now imagine if this is your baby, so this will be the shoulder, right, and it will end up in the oblique diameter of the pelvis. I'll show this to you in the video.
See, 1/8 of a circle, the torsion of the head the baby can bear. Then again, when there is a 1/8 of a circle rotation, when the occiput comes behind the pubis, the shoulders will go 1/8 of a circle, and the shoulders will lie in the transverse left oblique diameter, left oblique. You can say left and right through the sacroiliac joint. This is the left side, so this is the left oblique, and if you are talking about the right sacroiliac joint, it is the right oblique.
After internal rotation comes crowning, and crowning is basically when the baby's head is passing through the maternal pelvis. When the uterus starts contracting, the baby's head is pushed down, and when the contractions stop, it kind of moves a little back. But after crowning, the baby's head does not move back even after the contractions have stopped. So this is known as crowning, which is the next step of labor. Then comes delivery of the head by extension, and that is when once you're here and crowning has occurred, you will extend the head and deliver it.
Crowning, and there's a delivery of the head by extension.
So this is delivery of the head by extension. Then you remember the baby's head had gone a torsion of 180 degree, and once the baby's out, it's like, oh, why have I still twisted my neck? So it will passively untwist this neck, and it's known as restitution. Okay, and this is a passive movement, like the baby didn't do it intentionally, nor did the birth canal made it do it. It just twisted neck back because it was kind of twisted. So you remember it was here, so it twisted back, and you can actually see this in the labor ward if you've been to the labor ward. Restitution, there's a passive movement of the head.
So the baby's head had undergone a 1/8 of a circle. The torsion is still there. So now the torsion, it will passively move back, and that you can see, and that is known as restitution.
See, this is the baby's head. Okay, this was the starting point. So these were the shoulders. Just imagine that. So now they've come to the oblique position, and now they have to come back behind the pubic arch to deliver. When you're doing it on a dummy pelvis, make sure that the anterior shoulder comes behind the pubic arch again. So you need to rotate it back 1/8 of a circle to come to the pubic arch from the oblique diameter to the anterior posterior diameter, right? So the baby's head will also turn. Once if your shoulder is turning like this, your head will also turn like this, right? And this is known as external rotation, and it is actually visible in the labor ward again. And this is also 1/8 of a circle.
Now the shoulders will come. The anterior shoulders should come near the behind the pubic bone. So it will undergo a turn of 1/8 of a circle, and the head will also move outside. That is known as external rotation.
And that's basically it. Then the anterior shoulder delivers, and the posterior shoulder delivers, and the trunk delivers by lateral flexion.
And then the anterior shoulder is delivered. There's delivery of the anterior shoulder followed by the posterior shoulder, and there's delivery of the trunk by lateral flexion.
Okay, now some examiners like to ask you about left occipital anterior position or some other position, but the principle remains the same. 1/8 of a circle the baby's neck can withstand, and whatever comes next comes with the rotation of the shoulders. And remember our two principles, which is occiput behind the pubic arch, and then the anterior shoulder behind the pubic arch. So that's your aim whenever you have a baby and a dummy pelvis with you. So for left occipital anterior, you will have 1/8 of a circle, and then the other steps are the same: the crowning, the extension, and the restitution will occur because the baby is like, oh, why am I still twisting my neck? So restitution will occur, and you move your shoulders accordingly. But over here, there was the extra 1/8 due to the movement of the shoulders. Okay, so you have to be careful while you are answering such questions. That not mention the shoulder part. Okay, now if you start if the examiner tells you, tell me the mechanism of some other weird lie, so say right occipital posterior, so then you have to undergo 3/8 of a circle, right? So 1/8 will be due to the torsion of the neck, and the rest 2/8 will be due to the movement of the shoulders, okay? Because the neck can't twist that much in the birth canal. So when restitution will occur, the 1/8 will go, and when you have to place the shoulders back, you have to see accordingly on the dummy pelvis and answer. And I think that's all. I hope you this video helped, and I hope you rock your vivas. Yeah, stay awesome.